Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Bishr and this is...
I'm Bria Barjuca. I'm a nurse practitioner in dermatology.
I'm a board certified dermatologist and Mohs surgeon. Today's topic is Bria's skincare routine as a dermatology nurse practitioner. So I'm going to let her take it away and then I'm going to ask her questions and possibly judge her routine. Go ahead.
So some would say it's a little extensive. I usually start with the CeraVe Gentle Cleanser. If I'm having breakouts, I'll use La Roche-Posay's 2% salicylic acid cleanser in the morning. Depending on how my skin is, this is depending on how I choose my cleanser. Today, instead of the salicylic acid cleanser, I used a salicylic acid 2% serum by La Roche-Posay. Then I use my antioxidant by ZO, the Daily Power Defense. And then I put on my Elastin Ultra Nourishing Moisturizer, followed by typically a spray of the La Roche-Posay Thermal Water. And then I will put on the Elastin HA Immerse. After the Elastin HA Immerse, I put on the Elastin Restorative Skin Complex.
Wow, okay.
And then I put on my sunscreen, which is usually the Isden Ageless with the Elastin Hydratint on top. I also use Latisse for my eyelashes and also for spots of alopecia that I have on my scalp. And I also take the Sun Isden capsule, which is a antioxidant but taken orally. So that is my morning routine. I do put on sunscreen on my body as well, depending on what it is or depending on what I'm doing that day. It's usually either CeraVe or La Roche-Posay's mineral sunscreen.
That's a lot.
Let's
go back 1 by 1. So the first one's a CeraVe Hydrating Facial Cleanser.
Or the La Roche-Posay 2% salicylic acid cleanser.
So let's stop at your moisturizers. I think your moisturizers are fine. I think the CeraVe brand is good. It's unscented. I haven't personally tried the salicylic acne treatment, but salicylic, the Ethiclar from La Roche-Posay. I do think that salicylic acid, glycolic acid, niacinamide are good for acne. So I can agree with that. So that's 2 right there. And then what's your next step?
And then my next step is the moisturizer by Elastin. It's the Ultra Nourishing Moisturizer. It's just very hydrating for people who have dry skin, like I do.
Okay, all right. So I can get behind that. Is this expensive?
Yeah, it's a medical grade product per se, so you can't get it over the counter. So it is more expensive than your over the counter alternatives, yes.
Okay, so if you didn't do this, what over-the-counter alternative would you do?
So a lot of times, depending on if you're oily or dry, I recommend the La Roche-Posay Toleriane if you're dry like me. If you're oily, then I'll recommend a Neutrogena Hydro Boost a lot of times. My patients really like that, especially my acne-prone patients.
Yeah, I can get behind that too. All right, what's next?
So next would be my thermal water.
I don't know why you use thermal water. What's so great about it? Why can't you just wash your face with regular water?
So it feels good on the skin, first of all.
That's not...
And it contributes to my next step of the hyaluronic acid. So you don't want to put hyaluronic acid onto dry skin, right?
Because why do you need thermal water though? I just never got that. I know it feels good and it's misty.
Alternative though, like you've already washed your skin. I've already done a few other steps. So I'm not going to rewash, right, to keep it damp. So what I'm going to do is spritz on the thermal water.
All right, I'll let you have that, but I disagree with that. I think you can just probably cut that one out, but here's where we disagree.
The HA Immerse on by Elastin. HA is good for plumping the skin, but it will draw water out if you don't put water on first. So that's why you want to put it on damp skin.
I feel like that's a lot of moisturization because this is going to give you moisturization. You already put on a moisturizer.
Well, for me, I have dry skin.
Okay, so maybe for you, but I would disagree with this one, to be honest. I wouldn't put it on my face. You can. I don't think it hurts, but you're literally doing like 7 things.
So you don't use any HA at all?
Not topically. I mean, I inject it into people's faces all day, but
Okay.
not topically. But you can. I don't think it's a bad product. But again, I would just cut this one out. I could cut your water out. It probably feels good, but I don't.
Again, I have an extensive routine. When I make these for my patients, it's not quite.
That's all right. You can be extensive.
It works for me.
All right. What's next?
Next is my Elastin Skincare Restorative Skin Complex. It uses hexapeptide 38 to basically help fine lines, wrinkles, plump the skin. It helps with new elastin formation. They actually have done studies where they did a punch biopsy before and after at the 12-week mark and saw more elastin and collagen after using this product. So it's a product that's been studied, so I really do believe in this morning and night.
you've already put HA on and then you put this one on, can you just skip the HA and put this one on? Because doesn't this give you moisture?
Purposes.
Doesn't this give you moisture?
It does, but it also does the elastin and collagen production.
Okay. All right. So what's next?
I then start with my sunscreens. So my sunscreen first would be the Isden.
You said sunscreens.
Sunscreens. I use 2.
Okay.
That's because I don't wear foundation. I use my tinted sunscreens as my foundation. I love the Elastin Hydro Tint, but it's an SPF 36, which is fine, but I like to use a little bit higher on my face especially. So the Isden Ageless has a little bit of a tint to it. It's thinner in texture, so when you put it on, it's not as greasy. So I put that on first as a primer, and then I'll put the Elastin Hydro Tint on top of that. The two together really act really well for like a foundation replacement for me. Does
so no
everybody
foundation?
Need to? No, but
yeah,
I do it for the no foundation purposes.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
That's good. That's good. I mean, I think your skincare routine is definitely science based. I just think you have a lot of it. So is that it, right? Or you
no,
said?
I still have more.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Let's
so
keep going.
The last thing, well, a couple things I do. I use Latisse. I use that for my eyelashes, for eyelash growth, and I also put it on my eyebrows for growth. I think that's important for females especially with the new trend of thicker brows. And then lastly, I take the Isden capsules. They're antioxidant capsules, so essentially they work as vitamin C would work to protect against free radicals, anti-aging, that kind of stuff, except for you're internally ingesting it. So it has vitamin A in it, and then also some other vitamins to help protect against free radicals.
Okay. Yeah, the Latisse is definitely a good product to enhance your eyelashes, eyebrows, put it on spots of alopecia. So we definitely use this. There is an inherent risk with this.
So the risk would be, hyperpigmentation on certain parts of the skin. So with the eyebrows, you do have to be careful because it could hyperpigment it. And also, if you have lighter color of your iris, it can darken that as well. Yeah. So I have brown eyes, so that's not really a problem for me. But if you had blue eyes, that is a small risk that could happen.
I've also heard of it hyperpigmenting the eyelids.
It can.
It can.
It can. So you have to see how you tolerate it. But there's other alternatives such as Rogaine that you could put on your eyebrows instead if you were worried about that.
This, I don't think this hurts. I personally don't take it. It's vitamin A, C, D3, E, selenium. So I do think these are good supplements. My personal take is if you take a multivitamin anyway, you could probably skip this. That's just my take. But you do have a good skincare routine. It seems like it probably takes you a while to put all of it on.
I'd say like 10 minutes in the morning.
Okay.
And then, part of it is my makeup routine as well. So I just have to do my eye makeup after, and then I'm good.
All right. But I agree with her that the staple of your skincare should be a good cleanser. I have some takes on double cleansing. I won't go into that now. But I'm a minimalist, so I like the least amount of products for the most efficacy and the best budget. So some of these products in here are expensive. Some of them are not so expensive. Some of them are more budget friendly. I don't think that expensive necessarily means better. I do not really do a lot of supplements myself. You can do this. You could do multivitamins. I think the water stuff is probably unnecessary in my opinion. However, it doesn't hurt. None of these will hurt you. I just think that you can get good results. Like her skin is amazing, obviously, so you can get good results. But also you can get good results using less products, in my opinion. You don't need a 10-step routine. If you do and your skin looks like this, amazing, I'd keep doing it. So that's your morning routine. Let's look at your night routine. What is that? Is that simpler?
So at nighttime, I do 2 cleansers. I do one to take off my eye makeup, which is the micellar water. Just simple, just takes off the eye makeup very easily for women. And then I do the La Roche-Posay Gentle Cleanser. That's probably my favorite. And then after I cleanse, my face is still damp, so then I'll go ahead and put on my HA, hyaluronic acid, just like I talked about earlier. You want to put it onto damp skin. Okay. And then after that, I actually use my restorative skin complex, which is what I use in the morning as well. And then before I put my retinoid on, I use lotion. I use what we call the sandwich technique to decrease irritation. It allows me to use it every night rather than, say, 3 to 5 nights a week. So I'll put lotion on, then I'll put my pea-sized amount of my retinoid on. I'm currently using a Raslo, which is not a retinoid, it's actually a little bit stronger than that. And then I'll put my Alpha Ret eye cream. So this is a good eye cream that has retinol in it that's tolerable around the eyes. You do not want to put a Raslo around the eyes, it is too strong, but this is tolerable. And then on top of it, I will layer it with the sandwich effect using the elastin again. And I will do the Latisse again, and then that's it. So my nighttime routine's a little bit more simple.
Well, that's good. I mean, I agree with your cleansers. The retinoic acid, the tazarotene is good. The retinoids are good for anti-aging. I got it on myself. So it's leaky.
You can use it sometimes.
Yes. Yeah. You should use it. So the tazarotene is good. This is a lotion. It's low strength, so I think it's going to be gentler, like you said. Sandwiching helps. Moisturizing your skin definitely helps. If you can't use it, as you said, every night, then you should use a retinoid 2 to 3 times a week as tolerated. I also say if there's a certain part of your face that's more sensitive to the retinoid, you can just skip that part. There's no reason that other parts shouldn't get the retinoid. So I definitely agree with the retinoid.
So one thing with this one too is it's super tolerable because of the vehicle, which means lotion. I think it's more tolerable than tretinoin, which is a step down from this type of, kind of retinoic acid.
Yeah, the vehicle means it's what the drug is put in. So it could be a cream, it could be a lotion, it could be an ointment, it could be a spray, it could be a foam. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of the delivery method. That's what the active ingredient rides to get to your skin and into your skin. Some vehicles are better than others, and some people will argue that dupes sometimes don't have the right vehicle, so they might have the right active ingredient, but the vehicle's not the right vehicle, so you're not going to get the drug delivery or the chemical delivery to the cells. So I think that's very important with retinoids. They are acting at the nuclear level, so you definitely need to get them to penetrate. I'm going to be a devil's advocate for a second. So you're putting stuff on and then you're putting a retinoid on. Mm-hmm. Don't you think that when you put your moisturizer on, you're preventing the retinoid from actually reaching its target? And that's like a legitimate question. Like, have we studied just retinoid on skin versus retinoid in moisturizer in the sandwich method?
So to his question, yes, it could make it a little bit less effective. Studies out there to prove that? No. Patient outcomes out there to prove that? I've had success with the sandwich effect, and it makes it more tolerable. So instead of them using it 2 times a week where they're still in that purging phase, they can actually use it up to 5 to 7 times a week. So I think if they can use it more and get the true effect from it, then yeah.
And then I see a minoxidil here. What's this for?
So I have alopecia. So I put the minoxidil on for my alopecia spots. I do that in combination with the Latisse. And
nice.
That always usually seems to help my hair regrow when I do get those spots.
Awesome. Yeah, minoxidil is an awesome drug. Mm-hmm. It is a staple for all kinds of alopecia, male pattern, female pattern, alopecia areata. We recommend it. It helps hair grow. However, to have the sustained growth, you're going to have to continue to use it. Same thing with Latisse, right? When you stop, your eyelashes or eyebrows are going to get thin again. So once you commit, you have to really commit. You can't stop because it will go down to where it should be naturally. So you'll lose all that growth. But I like your skincare routine, your night skincare routine. I think it's solid. I think it's evidence-based. I think you can probably get away with a cleanser, a moisturizer, and a retinoid. I do think a retinoid is important. They're shown to be anti-aging. They're shown to boost collagen production. They help with textural issues, with sebaceous hyperplasia, with oily skin. So I do think that
all types of diseases.
Yeah, milia, like little cysts. So I do think that all of that. So it is a staple of our skincare routine. I think no matter what your age is, if you're younger, if you're older, a retinoid can definitely help you. Obviously not in pediatric patients or pregnant women. We don't use any retinoids in those 2 categories. But just talk to your physician, talk to your dermatologist, talk to your esthetician, talk to your nurse practitioner about your skincare routines. there are many knowledgeable people out there. There are many physicians out there, many influencers who are evidence-based. Some of them are not very evidence-based. So whatever you do, I think you just always ask the why. And I'm not here to like troll you. I mean, I'm kind of here to troll her, but not really. I just always want to know the why of why you're doing anything.
Right. This is also complicated. So, when I start my patients on stuff, we start very simple with the basics I talked to you about earlier. This is just what I found to work for my skin. So this is what I continue to do.
All right, so don't forget to drop your comments below. Ask us any questions. If you have any questions or if you want to know more about a topic, please let us know. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you.